Hey, fifth graders, welcome to lesson 5. I know that on the lesson plan, I said we do lessons 5 and 6. Just because of the situation with the hurricane and everything, I don't want to overload. So we're going to go ahead and move lesson 6 to next week. So don't worry about it, but we will go ahead and continue with lesson 5 for today. I do want you to complete the count aloud and count from 0 to 200 by tens. We could all do that. Count by tens. And then also for my advanced student, you could count down by tens, going back the opposite way. From 2000, you can actually do 2000, right? Okay, so mental math. Remember to do the problems in your mind. Write down what you figure your answer is from your mind. Write it on a paper. And then go back and check your answers with the calculator. Make sure that you're on point. Our math skills are staying up there. So our new concept for today, we're going to be talking about naming whole numbers and money. Okay? So our first example, we have the number 365. We know that if we break this down, we have 3 hundredths. 3 is in the hundreds place, right? We have 6 tens, because 6 is in the tens place. And we have 5 ones. 5 is in the ones place. Remember our little map? Ones, tens, and hundreds, right? So if we write it out a little bit more, we have 300 plus 3 hundredths is equal to 300, which is equal to 300. 6 tens is equal to 60, and we write that in numbers as 60. And 5 ones is just equal to 5, right? If we write that in number, it's 5. So 300 plus 60 plus 5 is 365. Okay, so for page 29, the top of the book, it gives you a few numbers to put in words to name them. So we want to name the numbers. You see the number 18 there. So 18 is 18. 80 is 80. 81 is 80 hyphen 1. 108 is 108, not 108, okay? We're going to talk about why the and is important not to place it here in a later lesson, okay? And then 821 is 820 hyphen 1. Not 821, okay? We'll talk about that again later. So, for example 1, we have the land area of Cameron County, Texas is 906 square miles. The land area of Collingsworth County, Texas is 919 square miles. 919. Which county has the greater land area? So here we're trying to figure out which number is bigger. And remember last time we talked about, we start with our, from the left to the right. Both of them are 9 for hundreds place, right? This one is 0 for tens. This one is 1 for tens. So we automatically know that 1 is greater than 0. So 919 is greater than 906. So the county with 919 square miles is larger, right? Okay, Collingsworth County has the greater land area. So now let's talk about the decimal. I want to talk about the decimal a little bit. And like I said, we're going to get a little bit deeper into it in future lessons. When we have a decimal, we say and. Okay? Kind of, it represents that there is another amount or another portion. So dollars and cents are written with a $sign and a decimal, right? A $sign and a decimal. So to name the amount of money, we first name the number, the whole number, right, of dollars, and then we say and so much cents, right? So the decimal point separates the amount of dollars that you have, whole dollars, from the amount of fractions of a dollar or portions of a dollar. So the cents sign. We know that it takes 100 cents to make a full dollar, but if I don't have a full dollar, I may have some cents left. So that's where the and comes in. So if I have, let's say, $99 and 25 cents. Okay, so this and represents sum of a dollar that is not whole. I can't put it with my whole dollar amount. It's part of a dollar. So it's $99 and 25 cents, if that makes sense. The next example that I see here in the book says $324 and 56 cents. So when you read this number, you read it, a lot of times when we write it, we want to write like $324. This is wrong. We do not put the dollar sign behind the number. The dollar sign goes before the number, but we read it a little bit backwards, right? We say $324 and 56 cents. I know it's a little bit backwards, but just remember that when you're writing money, I often see students writing the dollar sign behind the number rather than in the front. It will take points off, guys, if you write the dollar sign behind the number, okay? So please pay attention to that. So example 2, we're going to move on to that. It says the cost of fuel to heat a home for 5 months is shown below. There's a side with the months for November, December, January, February, March on page 29. And then it shows the costs to the right side of that. And so it says by comparing the dollar amounts, we can arrange these 5 months in order from the most expensive to the least expensive. So let's take those 5 months and compare and see which was larger. So I'm going to abbreviate here. So November, we had $141, right? December, $315. January, $373. February, $264. And March, $149. Okay, and so it wants us to compare to see which one was the most expensive and which one was the least expensive. So in order from the most, that is the greatest, to the least, we're going to put the biggest on this side and the smallest on that side, okay? So let's start. All of these have 3 digits. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So all of them have a hundredths place value. So now we need to see which one is the highest, because we're going to start with the greatest, right? Always pay attention to what the question asks. Some questions may ask you to list it from the least to the greatest. This one is asking you to list it from the greatest to the least, okay? So start with your greatest numbers. We see that there's a 3 here and a 3 here. So we know that these 2 are greater than the rest, okay? So start with these and then figure out which one is greater within the 2. So we know the 3s are the same, so we move over to the tens digit. So this one's a 7, this one's a 1. We know that 7 is greater than 1, so we know that January was the greatest, the most expensive. Cross it out so you don't write it again. We do make those mistakes sometimes. And so secondly, then we have December. So both of those were in the 300s, okay? So what comes next? We have 141, 264, 149. So we see that March and November both have 1s here, right? So this one is the next greatest. These 2 are going to be the last 2. So we're gonna mark off February because that is our next. It is in the 200s. So we went from 300, 300, 200. Now we're in the 100s. And both of these have the same hundreds place value. Both of these have the same tens place value. So now we're looking at the ones place. This one has a 9, this one has a 1. Since 9 is greater than 1, March will come first, and then the least expensive was November. So you should have January, December, February, March, November. Okay, so go ahead and complete your lesson practice. I will go ahead and post the answers for you tomorrow. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. Thank you guys.